Hello everyone and welcome to the latest North Dakota Varsity Sports Update. I'm Jody Norstedt. Two top three matchups on the hardwood. We have extended highlights and reaction from both. A tough road challenge for the top team in WDA boys hoops. Could Jamestown survive a trip to Mandan and stay unbeaten? We'll show you. Plus, find out the performances and teams that caught my eye in Looking at You. An overtime rivalry winner in the capital city and a girls hockey program rolling along with 8 straight wins. And if that isn't enough for you, we swap out horsing around this week for Breakin The Ice. You'll get to learn a lot more about Grand Forks Central boys hockey standout Lucas Kanta, including who he thinks is the toughest player to play against in the EDC. But we start with our games of the week. Yep, we had too tough of a time narrowing it down to one game of the week, so we have a 4-pack for you. Hillsboro-Central Valley and Thompson have had some great Class B boys basketball battles in recent years, and they put on another show in front of a packed house at the Hillsboro Event Center this past Friday night. This game had huge state implications. Both teams undefeated. Thompson ranked number 1, the two-time defending champion Burroughs at number 3. Two of the top individuals in the state facing off too. 6'6" Hayden Overby from the Tommies and HCV's Carson Henningsgaard leading their respective teams. Both get it going early. Henningsgaard with the hop step and the nifty finish with the left. Kid is electric. Later it's Overby getting it going for himself. The bank is open. The Burros started strong. Henningsgaard showing off his passing skills. It's a beauty to set up Travis Doden for 2, but points in the paint aren't easy to come by against the Tommies, and here's why. Clay Odenbach, another 6'6" player on the roster, makes the huge block. Then it's Marcus Hughes finding Odenbach on the slip in the lane, and the Thompson Tommies take an 8-point lead into halftime. The Burros begin to battle back coming out of break. Henningsgaard calls his own number, gets the layup to go. He finished with a floor best 16 points. Home crowd digging that. Next time down, Henningsgaard draws an extra defender, kicks it out to Oscar Benson for the open corner deuce, cutting the Thompson lead to 28-24 late in the third. But Thompson was just too good late. Odenbach finishes in the lane plus the foul, 10 points for him. You could tell the Tommies wanted this one. And then on defense, he swats another one. They have Class A size on a Class B team. Now, both defenses were great all night, but Overby delivers the dagger late. He gets the offensive rebound and scores, helping Thompson win it 43-36. The Tommies ace another early season test.
Yeah, we schedule the hard games early in the season, so when we come to these games like this, we kind of know what we're doing, so it makes it a lot easier when we play the tougher teams early on.
It's a great feeling. We like to consider them one of our rivals in the region, and it's always a great game playing against them. They have a great program, but it feels great to come in here and get a W.
We got a competitive group of guys, and to come in here and win on the road, this just isn't an easy place to play. And I thought tonight for 32 minutes, I thought defensively we executed fairly well, and then offensively, we hit some shots when we needed to.
Now the good news for Thompson and scary news for the rest of the state is that now their top returning scorer, Caden Schwabe, will be returning to action pretty soon. He hasn't played a game yet while recovering from a broken collarbone that he suffered in the state football championship game. He averaged 15 points per game last season, so he will certainly provide a boost. To the Class A ranks, it was another 1 versus 3 showdown. Top-ranked Davies trying to keep things rolling against third-ranked Cheyenne on the Mustangs' home court. Here's a wild stat. Davies entered this game with a 25-game regular season road winning streak dating back to 2016. Cheyenne hoping to floss its way to first place with an upset. It was a shootout early and Davies was on target. Cole Hage buries the triple. He ended up with 13 points. The Eagles also did a nice job of attacking in the post, where 6'5" center Jaden Clabo gave them a huge advantage. He chipped in 10 points. Brayton Machenbaker continues to be the top scoring threat, though. He follows his own miss, gets the hoop and harm to put the Eagles up 21-14. Free throws were key for the Eagles. They made 21 of 30 from the line. The two teams combined for 41 fouls. Tyler Terhark staying relentless for the Mustangs. Double T finished with 14 points. Cheyenne's leading scorer, Christian Kuntz, had to earn every one of his team-high 17 points. The Davies defense was sensational on him, but he hits the layup there, cutting the Davies lead to 9. Chuck DuBois is a tricky matchup, a 6'3" big man that can knock down triples. He's making 50% on the year. That helped make it a 3-point game at half. but Davies comes out strong in the second half too. Claybo sharing the ball well, 3 defenders on him. Cameron Van Dam, easy 2. Still Cheyenne hanging around. Nathan Goldaddy, we're used to him using a stiff arm. He shows off his shooting stroke on the triple, cutting the lead to 49-46 with 11:15 to play. Cheyenne got close a few times, but Baker and company always had the answer. Number 5 in maroon scored a game-high 26 points. Harrison Thome was a terror on defense all night and had the game-clinching bucket here, part of a 15-point effort for him, as Davies pulls away for the 77-62 win, a victory that was highlighted by a gritty defensive effort.
We just don't want the best players on the other team to beat us. We want other guys to beat us. And, and Harrison, he's just been kind of gotten that lockdown defender type of attitude, and he just did a super job tonight on Kuntz, and, and then he made shots on the other end. And he made some big shots. They were trying to double inside with Kuntz, and Harry made some big shots. And so he was big for us tonight.
Nothing easy on him. Don't let him drive. Don't let him cut to the baseline. We really worked on helping out, and nothing easy, honestly, and just playing well as a team.
We really want this one. It's honestly become kind of a rivalry with Cheyenne, and it's just good games every time, and it's really fun to play.
So Davies takes over sole possession of first place in the EDC, but the Eagles have another pretty good challenge Thursday night with West Fargo paying a visit. Now to the other side of the state, Jamestown began the week sandwiched in between Davies and Cheyenne in the state poll at number 2. Last night, the Blue Jays, who've already won at Bismarck and at Century, tried to pick up another huge road win at 4th-ranked Mandan. A lot of big-time talent on display in this matchup. This young man, Bowden Skunberg, a junior, is committed to NDSU. And then there's Elijah Klein, a 6'7 junior post that's getting Division I interest in basketball and football. Early on, visitors flashing their talents. Skunberg dishes to University of Jamestown commit Mason Walters for a basket I could probably make. Tied at 11 when Klein tries to back down Walters, but the Blue Jays take it away and turn it into points. Skunberg lays it in and draws the foul to put the visitors in front. Skunberg and Walters, well, they may get all the headlines, but Jared Collenbach is an outstanding player in his own right. The senior drills the open 3. Good passing there. But back on the other end, Jackson Weiss hits a big one for the home team. This 3-ball trims the Jamestown lead from 8-5 with 3.5 to play in the first half. A couple minutes later, it's Klein doing what Klein does. The 6'7 monster crashing the boards and scoring on the putback. Add the foul, he paced the Braves with 14. Coach Schaefer happy to see his team rally and only trail 36-34 at the break. They play well to start half 2. Keyshawn Laframboise parts the Blue Sea, 10 points for him. But Jacoby Lloyd has his squad playing on a mission right now. Skunberg can't get the jumper to go, but his buddy Walters is underneath for the putback. He finished with 16. Jamestown up 13 at that point. They pull away. Skunberg led everyone with 19 points. This layup is just silly. The Blue Jays improved to 9-0 with a 70-53 win.
I just gotta stay in my own head. Don't let that double team, that box one get in my head. Just play my game and just do what we do every night.
It's huge when he can bring 1 or 2 or 3 defenders to him. Somebody is going to be open, and they've got to make a play, and we were willing to make that play tonight. Dawson Dowdy had a few layups. Ryder Lundson knocked down an open 3. Carson Lamp knocked down 2 open 3s and got a layup. When you've got Bowden out there and you've got Mason, they attract a lot of attention, so other kids can step up and play their game, which is nice.
Now, I know we're still a long ways out from state tournament time, but it would be an absolute treat to see Davies and Jamestown match up at some point, perhaps for a state championship. Think about it. Muchenbaker versus Skunberg, Claybo against Walters. We'll see if that happens down the line. Well, let's hit the ice now, where no team has been more dominant than the Grand Forks Central Knights. The Knights began the week with an unblemished 9-0 record, outscoring teams by a combined 77-6. Could West Fargo slow them down? Central looking like the odds-on favorite to three-peat, but the Packers gave them a scare at the start of this one on Tuesday night. In the first, it's Central peppering Packer goalie Gabriel Peterson, but he's standing on his head. Central outshot the Packers 16-7 in the first, but couldn't find the back of the net. The shot that mattered was this one from the home team. Off the turnover, Zane Burnett scores on the rebound for a 1-0 Packers lead after one period. That was the first time that Central had trailed to a North Dakota opponent, but it didn't last long. Second period, Central gets one to go. The freshman Cole Spicer scores, and we're knotted at ones. A little bit later, it's the Knights again. This time, Hunter Bjorgi beats the goalie, and it's 2-1 Knights. Now it's Parker Stroh's turn. Brandon Holt up the ice to Cole Hansen, back to Lucas Kanta, and the tip by Stroh makes it 3-1. And we're not done yet. Central keeps on scoring. They must have been upset about trailing. They outshot the Packers 19-0 in the second period, and they go on to win big, 8-2.
We were definitely too fancy in the first period, trying to stick handle through guys, and they were doing a good job of clogging up lanes. And we just got back to the simple things like putting the puck on net and going hard to the net.
We're so deep. All four lines, when we get rolling, we're so fast, and we just got depth that other teams don't have. We wear them down and just keep playing simple and hard.
I think you have to take some pride in your performance, and what you do individually and as a team. And, we want to get better as well. I mean, it doesn't matter what place we're in. If you look at the postseason play, anything can happen, and we want to be the best we can come postseason play.
Right now, it's looking like a three-peat is almost inevitable for Grand Forks Central. This team is playing red hot, and no one knows that better than one of their biggest fans. Bailey Bjorgi, who has a pretty good resume herself, having gone to prom with Vancouver Canucks star Brock Besser last year, had this to say about the Knights after Tuesday's win.
They're the best team ever, and they make me so special. I'm the biggest fan ever. I love Central Knights. I hope they win it again next year, and in the state championship. I hope they win.
Yeah, we'll see, Bailey. Gotta love her confidence, right? All right, let's ramp things up. It's time for Looking at You. What caught my eye this week? I'll tell you, the finish to the Bismarck versus Century Rivalry Boys hockey game certainly did. The two squads came into the game undefeated, and it took overtime to settle things. After 51 scoreless minutes of regulation, it was still 0-0 entering the final minute of overtime. And then with 36 seconds left on the clock, Dayton Deeks skips a pass to Dane Sardelli, who eventually finds Caleb Petrie barreling down the middle of the ice, and Petrie does the rest, scoring the game winner in the final seconds. Now that's a huge win for the Demons, who improved to 9-0. Mike Peluso has a strong squad this year. I'm also looking at you, Davies girls hockey team. Josh Isertel has the Eagles humming along, currently riding an 8-game win streak. Here's a look at some highlights of their big 3-1 win over Grand Forks last Thursday. Kennedy Cook has been solid in between the pipes with a goals against average of 1.0 and a 93 save percentage. The Eagles offense has found a spark too, averaging 5.5 goals per game over the past month. They now have 6 players with double-digit points, but the team knows that at the end of the day, it's the number in the win column that's important, and sweeping a good Grand Forks team, well, that gives them a boost.
Yeah, well, it's games like this. You haven't separated yourself from anybody until you beat them twice, so it was an important win for us tonight. So, to sweep Grand Forks, they're a team that's going to be there in the state tournament.
We play smart hockey. We get to the dirty areas of the ice, and we know how to work from the inside out. We all work together and move the puck, and we all communicate with each other, and we cheer each other on, which really helps.
The Eagles are third in the standings behind first place North South and second place West Fargo. Those teams, along with Bismarck, have really separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Finally, I'm looking at you, Four Winds Minnewacan boys basketball team. The Indians are ranked second in state and have been blowing everyone out. Their latest victory was a 94-48 beatdown of previously unbeaten Larimore to win the Ramsey County Tournament Championship. By the way, Jamison Jackson, a junior for the Indians, scored 27 points off the bench in that one to earn our game ball for this week. Next up for those second-ranked Indians, the team that's sitting just below them in the poll, fourth-ranked Hillsboro-Central Valley. That showdown will tell us a lot about how good the Indians are. Now, to wrap up the show, we're breaking in a new segment with hockey season in full swing. Our intern, Zach Hoffner here, got a chance to catch up with one of the top players in the state for a segment we're calling Breakin The Ice. And before we get to that, I feel like we need to break the ice with this guy over here. You've interned with us for about 2 years. Have we taught you anything?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've learned a ton from behind the camera stuff, so here we are. I might as well give this thing a shot. I am a little nervous, I'm going to be honest.
Oh,
but
you can't tell at all. I'm just
Here we
messing
go.
with you. We've been messing with him for 2 years. Well, you talked with Lucas Kanta from the back-to-back state champion Grand Forks Central Knights. What did he have to say?
He just talked about their team and how good they are this year. Last night was the first time they've trailed to a North Dakota opponent all season long. Yeah. And a few seasons ago, they went undefeated, and he knows they can be just as good this year. Here's our first edition of Breaking the Ice. Well, thanks, Luke, for joining us on the first ever segment of Breaking the Ice.
Yeah, no problem.
So you guys are back-to-back state champs, seeking a three-peat. What's it like playing for a program with such high expectations?
It means a tremendous amount to me, and obviously all my teammates. And just to put on that jersey and go out there and play for your teammates, it's truly just a special feeling, especially under the coaching staff that we have and all the fan support that we have as well.
And you guys are off to another outstanding start this season. What makes this team unique compared to the last two championship teams you were on?
That's a hard one because those are two pretty good teams, but this year I think we're more solid all the way around than we ever have been, and we found ourselves a goalie too that's really hot, and he's been playing well too, so I think that's what makes us best, is just being solid all the way around.
What gives you guys that edge on a night-to-night basis over all the other teams that you've been playing so far this season?
I think that it'd be our speed and our skill combined, plus our work ethic that we present every single night, and like playing hard, and then when you add some talent to it, it's almost unstoppable.
So you joined the team as a sophomore. You guys had a perfect season that year. What did you learn from some of the upperclassmen that you're kind of teaching now as being a leader on the team?
I think the main thing that I learned is, that going 27-0 is definitely consistency, night-to-night basis. Those guys were great, and it did teach me a lot, and it's helped me throughout my career already, and it's awesome to give it back to the younger kids now.
For you personally, when you started hockey, where did your passion for hockey come from?
I think just going out to the rinks a lot as a kid. We did that a lot, like a few times a week, and we'd go there for 5 hours and just play, pickup games, and that'd be the funnest part for me. I think just playing with the boys at the outdoor rink.
What do you think your biggest strengths are as a hockey player?
I think I have a good work ethic, and I have a pretty good skill set to go with it, and I'm kind of relentless out there. I like to think, just never giving up on anything.
What about guys you play against? Who's the toughest player you've played against in the EDC, or who's somebody that sticks out to you?
I'd have to say our defenseman, Brandon Holt. He's a pest on the ice. He's also got a really good athlete, so it's hard to get around him or create any offense.
So you're sticking with your own team on that one?
Yeah, for sure. There's some great players around the state, and EDC especially, but Brandon's just been there, past 2 years, just bugging me every day in practice.
If it's not hockey, how does Lucas Kanta spend his time?
I do some hunting, I do some fishing, and in the summer, I like to golf too, and I just being around my friends and stuff like that, going to sporting events and all those things.
Do you get away from the ice very often?
Yeah, in the summer I only skate about 2 times a week, and other than that, I'm hanging out with family or friends. So yeah, I say I get out a good amount.
Okay, we're going to talk about a different teammate now. Cole Hansen scored 20 goals this season, and you've set up a bunch of them. Does he have to buy you lunch? Is he buying Jimmy John's for you, or how does he pay you for all those assists?
He usually pays me back on the ice too. He's a really great playmaker as well as a goal scorer, and some of those assists I didn't really set him up per se. I just gave him the puck and he made a play with it and put it in the net. So it's awesome.
Perfect. Well, good luck to you the rest of the season, man, and
thank you.
Good job. Thanks for joining Breaking the Ice for our first segment.
No problem.
Big thanks to Zach and Luke for that interview. We'll see if the Knights can keep rolling along. Well, that does it for our time on this week's North Dakota Varsity Sports Update. Get out and enjoy some games this week. And if you miss anything, we'll be right back here next week. We'll see you then.